Hello everyone, I am Robin Erra from Switzerland, so sorry for my English because I normally speak French. I am the developer behind Rougegorge Subtitles, and this is a video, a demo video of this software. We won't go deeply in detail in every feature of the software, but like that you will have a good idea of what is possible to do in Rougegorge Subtitles. There is two windows, the main window here and the player window. You can use the software only with the main window if you want. We're gonna load a subtitle. In this case, it will be a SRT, but this is all the subtitle you can load in Rougegorge Subtitle. These informations there give you the specificities of each format, for example, SRT. This window tells you can import those settings and export those settings. We're gonna drag and drop the file Anami English. It will ask me if I want this in 25p. It is a 25p. And this is how subtitles are loaded in Rougegorge Subtitles. Few columns: index, TC in, TC out, duration, text content, placement. What placement means? It's the horizontal placement. So center, left, center, right. You can select several subtitles together, left, center, right. You can change the placement of the top line, like this, or the bottom line. So you can fix every line separately, each line separately. The same with the offset, which is the vertical placement. You can change the offset of several subtitles together, or from one subtitle, or from one line, for example, or this is the second line, the bottom line here. The type gives you the type of subtitle. In this case, every subtitles are dialogue, but we could imagine if you work with SDH subtitle, you would like to be more specific, so you can change the type: off screen, voiceover, noise, music, foreign language, and dialogue, of course. You can change this by line: off screen for the top line, and for the bottom line, voiceover, for example. The next column is the italic, underline, or bold. In this case, we have italic in the subtitles, as we can see here. If I put a bold, for example, it will display there is a bold here. CPL, character per line. In this case, the settings are 42 character per line. If I change to 30, for example, it will give you all the subtitles that exceed the 30 character per line. I turn back to 42. CPS, character per second. It gives you just alert where you are according to the reading speed. So everything which is green is okay. Violet is a little bit too fast. And if it turns red, I think we don't have, yes, we have here. This is too fast. So if you change the CPS, it will change the color of this column. The last column is the overlap information. So if two subtitles overlap, it will be visible in this column. Let's check with this one, for example. I'm gonna move the TC out above the TC in. And it turns red. You saw before turning red, it turns pink. What does it mean? It means that the gap between the TC out of this subtitle and the TC in of this one is shorter than the gap we choose in the setting bottom bar here. So you can correct this manually, of course, changing that, but you can also right click and select gap correction, minimum 4. And it will change all the subtitles that are too close. Last column, it is by default hidden translation column. If you activate it, it will open a new column next to the text content, and you can create a second track for a translation. And after, you can swap the original to the translation, because it's always the original which will be visible in the video player. This column is rendered for the export, and the translation column is not rendered. So if you want to render a translation column, you have to swap before, and after you can export this column with those different export. I swap again, and I'm gonna hide the column. You can open several tracks in the same window. Let's open a second SRT, the French version, 25p. If I choose 24, it won't work because the project is already set in 25p. And this is a second subtitle. So this is a project. You can save this. If you press save as, it will be saved as a project. So next time you open the project, it will display all the tracks saved in the project. There are a lot of options in the contextual menu. So right click on the table will display few options. The spell checker, edit subtitle, add subtitle, delete subtitle, change to italic, remove italics, overlap correction, gap correction, duration correction, and the placement, position top, position bottom, etc., etc. So please read carefully the manual because everything is detailed in the manual. Maybe just one option here. This option very useful, offset on TC. What does it mean? It means that, for example, you know this TC is at the wrong place. You know this subtitle should be at 3 minutes. You could, of course, use your calculator to find the correct offset, but you could also use the offset offset on TC option, and you can say, okay, this subtitle should be at 3 minutes, and it will calculate all the other subtitles according to this new position, and that's it. So very useful if you want to change one subtitle, all subtitle according to one subtitle. The offset function here is about the same, except that it will offset all the track. Very important option here, it's convert FPS. So it will convert the frame rate from 25 to another frame rate, and all the TC will be calculated. The keyboard shortcuts give you all the shortcuts of the software. User manual, very useful. It will open a PDF with the manual. Find, replace, filter is useful to filter the subtitle. For example, if you want to select or display all subtitles entirely in italic, just select this one, and it will display only subtitle in italic. Let's close it. The user here are the preset selection. So the preset is connected to the bottom settings there. So each preset gonna save the line spacing, baseline, margin, the gap, the minimum duration, maximum duration, CPL, CPS, the font, the box, and the video offset of the project. The minimum and maximum duration affect the duration column. So you can choose a minimum. For example, if you don't want any subtitles shorter than 1.4 seconds, it will display those subtitles in pink. Or if it's longer than 7 seconds, it will be also displayed in pink. So let's jump to the video player now. The video player is like this. So we're gonna load a video file. It could be a video file, or in beta version for now, you can also load a DCP with the CPL. Let's load a video file, this one. And if I play the film, I'm gonna just move those two windows next to the other. If I play the film and jump from one subtitle to the other, you will see all subtitles are connected in the main window with this blue bar and in the player window. So when you play or when you select a subtitle here, it will jump to the position of the subtitle in the player. And if I play
Talvez não
it,
sei de ele. E com aquele doença ali. Lista tá te obteu. E todo dia não te acorda com o seco.
as you saw, the subtitle here are followed by the table. So everything is always connected and in link, and it's easy to see on which subtitles you are. When you decide to edit the subtitle, you have just to double click here or right click, edit subtitle, or of course more simple, just press enter and it will display the edit window. You can edit the subtitle, the TC in TC art, the type per line. You can change the selection to italic, underline, change the selection to bold. You can also split that the text cursor to create a new subtitle at the position of the text cursor. You can jump from one subtitle to the other, and as you can see, it is still connected to the table. You can press play subtitle, and when I'm gonna jump, it will play the subtitle. To edit subtitle, you can also open this small button here, and you can write the text here, and it will be in real time. So some user prefer to write here to see exactly the result in real time. Generate display waveform. This will generate a display for the film. So the first time you generate the waveform, it will be generated, but it won't be saved. So if you close the software now and restart the software, it will generate again. But you can save this as a project. So if I save here, it is saved because we were in a project. Next time I'm gonna open the project, the waveform will be already generated. So it's a shortcut. And the same as before, you can jump from one subtitle to the other. You can adjust the position of the subtitle, the in position, the out position. You can do that with the keyboard also. You can display the subtitles in the text in the color block, and those colors are connected, of course, to the CPS. You can, of course, delete subtitle. You can add subtitles simply by drag and drop. It will open this window, new subtitle. You can add subtitle by pressing E and O, new subtitle. You can press the S button and release, S, and I release, and it will create a new subtitle. So it's a very comfortable way to add subtitles. You can, of course, press N to add a new subtitle of 2 seconds. If you use fast spotting mode, it won't open the window at each creation of subtitle. So let's imagine you play S, release, S, release, S, release. So each block is created without opening the subtitle editing window. You can also generate a send cut detection by pressing Shift C. You can load EDL for the send cut detection, or you can use the internal detection, which is slower. So on a feature film, it takes maybe 10 minutes, something like that. And after you will have color line in yellow or in magenta to show where cuts are according to the position of your subtitle. Let's go back to the main window with the subtitle track just to see some specific export. I would like to show you the export for DCP. This will export XML. You can choose both mode, SMPTE or interop. Let's go with SMPTE. You choose the language, which is English in this case. Press OK. You choose the font size, and it will be Arial by default, which is loaded in the software. If you want another specific font, you can use your own font and you point a specific folder for this. But let's stay with Arial for now. I press OK. I choose a name. I point the place. And that's it. What is interesting for this export, it is that it also exported the font at the same time. So when you export the XML, it will be automatically be connected to the UUID of a specific font. The same with Interop or with SMPTE, of course. And if you choose your own font, it will be copied here. Another interesting option to export is the export to DaVinci Resolve. You have several possibilities to do that with audio timeline, which is a standard, with a ProRes version, so it will be a ProRes with alpha channel of the subtitle. You can also export a TTML here with DaVinci Resolve option selected. So all those options, and of course, sorry, I forgot this one, the PNG with XML. So there are exactly 4 possibilities to export subtitles to DaVinci Resolve, keeping the option you choose in the table here. Let's go back to the player. Let's go back to the player and let's go to a subtitle with few lines. This one, for example. As shown before, you can move the subtitle. It is in live, going up, only the bottom, only the top, only the top, only the bottom, all together for the type, or only the bottom line, or only the top line. You can use the black box, option B. You choose the opacity, and it will be boxed with this opacity. You can underline, put in bold, in italic. So everything you do will be connected in real time immediately in the player. So that's it for now. I'm sorry again for my poor English, but I think and I hope you understood the concept behind Rougegorge Subtitle. One last thing about Rougegorge Subtitles is the price. As you can see on the website, you can order from there. The price is 95 Swiss francs without subscription, so you pay once for your life. All updates will be free, and you can install the software on 2 seats. So it's easy. You have just to visit rougegorgesubtitles.com and order your version of the software. Thank you very much, and sorry again for my poor English.